Afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be making New Look 6271, but I'm making the shorts just so I have a couple pairs when I get out of the pool. I can throw on a pair of shorts. I'll probably make the pants next week. So I'm making a size 10. I got my pattern all cut out except for my drawstring. I'm going to make it pink. This is the material I'm using. So I'm just going to make a pink drawstring to go with it. So let's get started. I got to get my sewing machine all threaded up and iron on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you need piece 1 and 2 to start. And I just folded up the long part of this pattern for the pants because I don't want to cut the pattern. So I just fold it and pin it so I can use that pattern for the long pants. And that was the front, so I'm going to put my safety pins on my front. Just to know that this is the front. You will probably hear my bird going off. He's been pretty talkative today. Okay, let me get my back. So we need a front and a back piece. Get over there. Okay, at the leg seam, right here, on the back and the front, match your notches, right sides together. Let me get this straight here. All right. Might need this piece. Oh, there goes my thread. Okay, match your leg seams, pin them, and sew this at a 5/8, and you're going to do that to both sets. So I'll be right back. Okay, just match your notches. 5/8 seam. Now we're going to go to the ironing board and iron out these seams. And then with right sides together, we're going to pin the U. sides together. Match your seam, your notches. Get your seam, middle seam done first. And then match up your notches and go from there. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna sew a 5/8 seam in the U, and then come back about 6 inches and do 3/8. And then we're gonna take the pinking shears and just trim. So let's get this on. Okay, we have this done. So you can either go to your table or ironing board and get your pinking shears and trim this. Now on my channel, I also have some recipes. They are old-time Southern recipes that my aunt used to cook when I was little down there. And some of them are really, really good. So please check them out. All right, so let's just trim this. Okay, then we're gonna sew up our sides. I'm just gonna press open my seams here on both pieces. Okay, with right sides together, pin up your sides. And they're gonna sew this at 5/8. So get these all pinned up. And sew these up. And I'll be right back. Okay, now you're gonna have to come over, get your casing, and we're gonna have to make buttonholes. We have to do a little bit of marking. Let me find my marking pin. Okay, so just on the one piece, we're gonna make our buttonholes. So there's one here. I might have to use a darker, or let's see, this is red. I need a darker pen so I can see. Oh, what's this one? Black. And then we have to iron on some interfacing. Okay, and then there is 2 dots down here. I'm making a size 10. This is where the elastic's gonna go through. So I'm just gonna mark them right now. Okay, let me get my interfacing. So just get a piece of scrap. I just grabbed it out of my bucket. Okay, square this up. There we go. Okay, then just iron this on. And I'm gonna have to go mark just because of the heat pin. Okay, come back over. Okay, then go to your sewing machine and you're gonna make the 2 buttonholes going sideways, not up and down, sideways. Okay, they're there, right there. Okay, let me get my buttonhole maker. Okay, and I just have a button in there. It's just a standard button size that I just keep in there and use all the time. So do these sideways, and I'll be right back. And I always put a pin in at the end of my buttonhole so I know exactly where to start. And then I can just line it up and put my needle down and then go. Okay, and then I just take my seam ripper and I just push it in and slowly go to the end. And then you have a nice hole. There we go. 2 buttonholes. Okay. Okay, then come back to your table. Get both sides, right sides together. You're gonna sew one side, and then over here where your dots are, mark them, and then you're gonna sew from the top to the dot, skip that, and then from the dot down 5/8, and then on this side sew all the way down. This is gonna allow the elastic and your tie to go in. Okay, so there's notches there. All right, let me get this done. Okay, so I'm gonna sew down to my first dot and back stitch. And I'm just gonna lift up and drag, and then put my needle in where my other dot is. Do a couple back stitch and come all the way down, back stitch. Then I just cut the threads, and you have it like this. All right, then you can go and press your seams open. Okay, on your unnotched side of your casing, you're just gonna turn over probably like 1/4 of an inch and press it. And then you're gonna do an edge stitch on it, which is just sewing it down. Okay, let me get this done. Okay, then come back to your sewing machine and just stitch up this folded line that you did. Okay, let me do that. I'll be right back. Okay, with the right sides together, you're gonna pin your casing to your pants, matching your dots and notches. Okay, so I got a notch. And you know the buttonholes in the front. So just put it like, put it like this. And find your first notch, pin it, and your second notch, pin it, and then your seam, front seam, be sure it's all even, and then go around and pin it. And then we're gonna sew this. So let me get this done. Okay, I got mine all done. So a 5/8 seam all the way around. Okay, once you get done with that, you're gonna wanna iron your seams upwards. Now you can trim some of this if you want. Okay, once you get that done, you're gonna fold this down. So either you can, like right at that seam, I might turn mine inside out, it might be easier. Okay, and fold this in half right at that seam. And press and pin. And then right here is where the elastic's gonna go through. So just keep going around and press and pin, and I'll be right back. Okay, you're gonna stitch this. It says to have this seam below this seam. So where this seam is, you want it to extend below it. Okay, let me see what size elastic we're using on B. 3/4 wide elastic. Okay, so let's get this sewn up first. It says to do it from the outside. So just sew along here, and I'm going to actually put in a stitch on the top because this is about 1.5. We're using 3/4. So I want to give a little stitch here so the elastic won't move around. Okay, let me get this done. Okay, I'm gonna go press mine, and then I'm just gonna make that extra seam real close to the top. Now that's an option if you want to do that. Okay, let me get that done, and I'll be right back. Okay, and this is all I did, is I just put another little stitch up top. It just makes them look a little bit more, I don't know, tailored, I guess. Okay, so now we're gonna get our elastic. And that's a number 5. And you can cut that, let's see, what do we say, 1/3, 3/4. Yeah. I'm just gonna put my safety pin through and then try them on and see where we are. So take your safety pin and just hook it onto it. Go through that little slot that we have left on the band and put it through. And when you come out to the end, just try them on and see where you need to be. Now for a size 10, I used a yard of fabric, so that's not bad to make a pair of shorts. especially when you can get it on sale. So, okay, once you get your elastic through, just go try them on and see where you need to measure for the cutting of your elastic. So I'll go try these on and I'll be right back. Okay, I have my elastic where I need it. Remember, overlap it and sew this way, and then sew this way, and then sew your ends down, and that will just hold it a lot better. So let me get this done. Okay, and then just put your elastic, move it around. Okay, and where the elastic came through, you're just gonna whip it. So get a needle and thread and just whip it closed. Now we're gonna do the tie. I have to go cut my tie. So I'm gonna whip this up and I'll do my tie. Then we just have the hemming left. And that is it for a pair of shorts. Very simple pair of shorts. Okay, let me just get this whipped up. And I think I'm just gonna make I don't know, I might use the same material for the tie. For the band, you can use another color with the tie, but I just went because I had the yard, so I was just trying to use it up. So I figured it was easier just to do the band the same color as the shorts, but that's up to you. So, all right, let me get this whip stitched, and then I'll go cut my band, and we'll make that, get that through, and then all we have left is hemming the shorts. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna sew these together. There is a notch. Then we're gonna go to the iron and fold these in half. Turn your edges, and then we'll sew it at 3/8 seam. And we need to leave an opening so we can turn it. So let me get this. Open up your seam. And right sides together, we're gonna fold this. Remember to fold your edges though. Or when you fold it, you can start sewing up there, which I'll probably just do that. So fold this in half, press it. And don't leave your opening right at your seam. Go like a little beyond it. Okay. Okay. So my seam is right here. So I'm going to leave an opening right here. So just like that. Here's my seam. Just a couple inches, and I'm just going to leave. So start at one end at 3/8 and back stitch. And then sew all the way down till you get to that first pin. And then you're going to skip over that and start again and then close this corner. So I'll be right back. Okay, you can clip your corners on the end right here. And now you're going to turn this. So I usually use a chopstick. And sometimes it's hard to get it started. But what you want to do is pull that apart. If I can get my fingers to work tonight. And try to push a little of that in. And then get your chopstick in there and push the the material on the chopstick. I'll see if I can get it going. Arthritis is awful. Okay, once you get it going, you're just gonna push your material. Get to your opening. And pull your material out. Okay, and do the other side. And then we're gonna iron this flat to where that seam is right here. We're gonna do the roll and just get it nice and flat. So let me get this side done. Let's head over to the iron. And you can take a straight pin at the end and just kind of pull your corners out. Here. Okay. And now just do the roll thing where that seam is and iron it. And then we're just going to thread it through where the buttonholes are. Let me just try to get this corner out just a little bit more. Okay. So find your seam. Just do the roll thing. And do that all the way down. Okay. let me get this done and I'll be right back. You get to your opening, just even it out and press it. And then we'll go back to the sewing machine and we'll just stitch right there. Okay, I didn't turn on the camera or something. But anyways, here's mine. And once you get your tie all ironed out, just put it through one buttonhole through the other. And then you're going to hem your pants. And I've turned under like a 1/4 inch, and then I turned over 3/4 inch. And just measure your legs to be sure that they're even before you sew them. So here's mine. And no, I'm not going to model these. Tomorrow I have a big order to do. I have 12 of the placemats to do, the twisted placemats. I'll try to throw something on, something quick that we can sew. I've already done a video on the twisted placemats. So if you don't see me like a couple days, that's the reason. But I'll try. I really want to make these next. And those are A's. And that's going to take about 2 3/4 fabric, which I have some. So I'll do that. But I hope this helps somebody. Please comment, share, like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. The channel is growing. I'm real happy about that. If I can help anybody with any of the patterns, please just leave me a comment or text me, message me. I'll get back to you and try to help you out. And so that's it. So you all have a great evening, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you the next day. All right? Have a good night.